We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. Will Durant. My friends, if you have been short on the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ 100 and long on gold, it's been a decent week for you. Let's jump into these charts. Also, it's been an okay week for you if you've been in 20-year bonds going down. But the real profits have been made shorting the market on either SH or PSQ. Those are the single shorts for the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ 100 respectively. S&P down again, 0.87%. Guys, we have been watching and waiting and anticipating what's been occurring, and it's been beautiful. Look at all the volume this week on the S&P 500. Above that average volume nicely. Nice red down candle. We have 4 accelerating red down candles on the 2-day chart. And of course, this latest one is complete, so we can see those 8 days, literally 10. We had that prior doji when things started moving down, but of course, we did not jump in until Friday, and things have just continued to move on down, down, down. You can see it on the 2-day chart too. It is beautiful. It took some time. We had a false start back in January, after that run up to Christmas, and we did so well in that. And then looked like it might roll over, was not confirmed the next week. Easy out and then back in for this last run up. And then in the rundown, we are there. Now let's see where we are on the NASDAQ 100. Man, it sank like a stone in the morning and afternoon, 2.07% down. And again, started off very weak last week. And it is down nicely this week. Were you waiting to jump in this week? Did you jump in this week? Let's see how it continues to go. Look at all that volume. 3 nice accelerating down candles. And of course, it is beautiful. So short, and remember, if you go to the short, single short PSQ, there's plenty of shorts for the NASDAQ and for the S&P. Here's one. And of course, it has been going like gangbusters this last week. PSQ is the short, the single short of the NASDAQ. Single short of the S&P 500 is SH, and it has been going up quite nicely. Remember, these are set up and managed to do what? To move percentage opposite of what's going on with the underlying equity, which for SH is the NASDAQ, is the S&P 500, and for PSQ is QQQ, the NASDAQ. So S&P and NASDAQ. Now, let's keep moving. It is Friday. Let's see what's going on with bonds. They're up a little bit, 0.36%, but again, accelerating down moves on bonds these last 3 weeks. Now, again, we didn't have any beautiful trigger to pull. The only thing I kept pointing out to you guys was pay attention to the last time there was volume and it popped up and then died. Then it rolled down for 3 weeks, never had the key of high volume to pull you in. Then it popped up for 2 weeks and then sideways and then down again and then up again. And then we had the higher than average volume. Is volume telling you something? Yes, volume always tells you something. And we see increasing volume as the price has plummeted. And the opposite of TLT is TBF, Tango Bravo Foxtrot. That's the ProShares short. And of course, it's been going up. Now, these aren't perfect. When you look at inverse funds, they have higher fees. They're recosted on a daily basis. It can aggravate your losses and intensify those if you're going in the wrong direction. So it's something you practice. We're not a stock calling service. We're an education firm. We're not giving you market advice, but we do want to give you knowledge, and you can practice this stuff. Now let's look at gold. Gold hit its, high last week, the week beginning the 8th of April, a high of $225.09 on GLD. Where are we this week? Well, we hit a high of $222.36. We are still long, didn't hit the high of last week. We did have nice volume, so gold's still moving in the right direction. Now, of course, we talked about this here at the channel, and I did talk to a lot to the Patreon members about GDX. And of course, GDX was where, if you look at gold, we'll go back in just a second, hard to see what was going to happen. GDX, though, the gold miners, it was beautiful. We saw what? We saw a spinning top at the bottom with higher than average volume. Then we saw this week here, March the 4th, higher than average volume went to green. And what did it do after that? Shot through the roof. And it was easy to see that volume confirmed what the price was telling us. And that's what you got to learn from here is volume and price together. And you saw those again team up and gave you a perfect opportunity. Now, looking back at gold, you can see that we didn't have that. We had gold just slapping along, sliding sideways. And I just found GDX as things were starting to heat up in gold. GDX sure gave us signals where we could follow that and jump in and ride that wave. And again, the gold wave has been beautiful. Now, lastly, we'll take a look. HODL, what's Bitcoin up to? Down week for Bitcoin. Look at 24-hour-a-day Bitcoin, which I do find a little more helpful here. You see that 24-hour-a-day Bitcoin, we got 2 weeks in a row of down spinning top with higher than average volume. But check this one out. We didn't get higher than average volume as things started accelerating down. So would like to have seen more there. We'll see, though. We'll see what Bitcoin does. I'm hoping it will pull back for a couple of more weeks, maybe longer, then give us the opportunity to jump back in. It was up for the day, 1.18%, but we're not doing anything with Bitcoin at this point except waiting for a reset with the red down candle. That is where we are as we end the week. Hope that you enjoyed it with us. If you do look at the Bitcoin ETF, that is HODL, we're getting close to 20 weeks. As soon as we do, of course, we'll start getting our own average volume as we have on the 2-day and the half-day charts. Hey, if you appreciate what we do here, you want to learn more, you want some good trainings on a daily basis, go ahead and subscribe at the channel. If you want to really supercharge your training and become a Patreon supporter and get our three-wave trades each and every week, early access to charting cryptos, commodities, and currencies, and of course, our weekly vertical crossovers. We endeavor to provide you with 20 of those a week where we see S&P charts going from red to green, green to red. Always gives you something to practice and learn from. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World headquarters and also Patreon members. First thing you get is our Options Made Simple, the Charting Wealth Way. 3-part series. You will love it. God bless.